Hello, today I am going to be repotting these new little Venus Flytraps that I bought, and then this one that I've had a little while that was one of those grow kits that you buy at Lowe's that just have the dormant little plants in it. They were doing all right, and then I watched a video about how to actually take care of them, so they're doing a lot better now. So I also have this guy. I bought a new planter for him. But for the Venus Flytraps, I bought this. So they're all three going to go in the same tray. This is from Lowe's as well. They show little cactuses in it, and I think these will be perfect for the Venus Flytraps because they come off individually, but they snap onto these little things here, and then there's a well where I can put water, so that because they prefer to water from the bottom, and then if there's water left after a couple of days, I can just dump out the water and put more water, so they'll stay nice and watered. I saw the guy online. He sells his own brand of dirt, but I bought this bromeliad blend because it has the three things that he talked about needing to be in soil, but this bag, which is 8 quarts, was only like $6 at Lowe's, so it will more than fill up these three. And then this guy has been sitting in my window, and he's getting a little sad. I think I cut this one to use it, but he's gonna get a self-watering kit that says it's specifically for succulents and cacti. So hopefully this will help him out. And I also have a grow light that's supposed to be coming from Amazon today. It hasn't gotten here yet. These little baby Venus Flytraps came like this in this little thing. I didn't even bother to read the instructions on the back because I know they're terrible. So I bought the last two that they had. I was hoping they had some pitcher plants because this one was supposed to be one pitcher plant and one Venus Flytrap. But so far, they both look like Venus Flytraps. So we'll see as they get bigger. I also bought one of these, but this is going to be for Carolina Reaper peppers. We have one, but we tend to just let them go to seed. So I'm going to pull a couple and try and plant them myself. So, probably should have opened this first. I put a plastic bag down, so hopefully I won't make too big of a mess. I'm going to try and get these pretty full because I'm not going to use any of the dirt that's currently in the pots because that's what it comes with. And I doubt if that's actually the kind of dirt you're supposed to use. Venus Flytraps actually don't like any sort of nutrients in their soil. They prefer very loose, very dead soil. They get everything they need from the sun. So they don't like regular potting soil. And they also don't like tap water because it's got a lot of minerals in it. So you should either use rainwater or distilled water. So I have a gallon of distilled water on the floor that we will water these guys with. pop these off and get all this dirt out of the bottom. I don't think it's going to hurt anything. It just doesn't look as nice. So this is like a mixture of dirt and peat moss and something else. But they really don't have much roots. Their roots are more for just attaching, like bromeliads. And they don't actually have to eat bugs. The bugs are just like their fertilizer. So you don't have to feed them. They'll be perfectly fine if they're not fed. They apparently do get really bad transplant shock. So these will probably start to look kind of terrible. And then they'll start to look better after a little while. I'll probably cut all these black parts off because those are just dead and they're not doing the plant any good. These are soaked. They are so wet. They like moisture, but they're not swamp plants and they're not tropical plants. They're actually temperate plants that need a cold period, which I didn't know. So I'm going to have to figure something out because we're in Florida and it never gets cold here. So they do say that some people put them in the refrigerator or in a garage, but even in the winter, I don't think my garage will get to the 40 degrees or so that these need. So I'll probably have to let them go dormant a little bit and then just put them in the refrigerator. So this I won't need, and it'll probably just sit around forever because unless I get more baby Venus Flytraps. Alright, so I'm going to put these guys to the side over here. Go ahead and pour some distilled water in there. It's probably going to take a lot of water this first time because that potting soil's really dry. And it looks like my table's not level. So, just move some random junk here. So I can turn it this way and make it a little more level. Alright, so we'll set those guys aside. Let them soak up some water. I'll check this guy out. Alright, so looks like it's just a mason jar. There's some instructions. So it's got this little basket where the plant sits. says it has a wick, but I don't have a wick. Uh-oh. Well, that could be a problem. Alright, so I don't have a wick. There's a lot of dirt in the bottom of this. I'm wondering if somebody bought this one and returned it. So I think this is cotton, hopefully. Alright, you can't see the wick, which is good. So, this is the grow medium. I don't know if that plant is necessarily going to be the best plant for this. I think I have a smaller little succulent. I'm going to go get it real quick. Alright, I'm back. I have this little guy here. I actually don't know what these are called. I think there might be a hen and chicks, but I'm not sure. But he hasn't really grown since I've had him. Alright. Okay, so setup. Put the wick through and add 3/4 of a layer of pebbles to the pot. Okay. And then just, let's do low. I want him to be above the, oops, sorry buddy. Alright, I am not so sure about this, honestly. Alright. With one hand, hold the head of the succulent and put it in place. Place the grow pot into the empty planter. Do not add any water for 2 days. Okay? After 2 days, rinse your pot under a faucet and then insert it with the wicks. Okay, so I'm supposed to let this poor little guy just sit here for 2 days. Really don't like the way this looks. I don't like these rocks at all. But there we go. We'll see. Really hope I don't kill him. I feel like this is just going to be way too big for this. Alright, we'll see. So, go ahead and I'm going to set that in a bowl. So I used this bowl. I did have my one Venus Flytrap in there, just sitting, so it wasn't getting water everywhere. Whoop. All right, so now I made a little bit of a mess. I hang on to this little thing just in case. So I've got this guy in his jar. We'll see. I may have to get some more medium to put in here. And then these guys are now in their little home. And I'm going to have to add some more water. It looks like it's soaking up the water pretty good, which is good, because we want that soil to be moist but not soaked like it was. So when the top of the dirt is wet, then we'll take out the rest of the water, and then we won't water them again until the soil is dry. And when the soil is dry, then we'll put more water in the bottom rather than watering from the top. You can water from the top, but I guess it's best if you don't, so that you don't get water in the traps themselves, because these guys don't want to close. They're probably in bad shape. They were outside at Lowe's in the garden area where it's extremely hot, which is probably also why they were so wet, because they probably got rained on multiple times. All right, well, thank you for watching today. This is not my normal thing, but I love these little plants, and I finally grabbed a couple, and now I'm kind of obsessed with them. Thank you.